Arsenal versus Chelsea, the 5-minute match preview. No waffle, no nonsense, straight to the point, and I'm not going to talk much about the Arsenal. Drop a like on this video if this is your first time here. Welcome. Subscribe. Let's get cracking. So Chelsea fans, the big question, the biggest question is, will Romelu Lukaku start the game? Should he start the game against the Arsenal? Of course he should. You spend 100 million, you got to start him. We want Lukaku in and leading our line and becoming the focal point and the leader in our front line as quickly as possible. You must start him against the Arsenal. We saw the nightmare they had against Brentford. They were dire and their back four struggled. Put Lukaku up against them. Hopefully he'll draw them to him and he'll create space for others around him, as well as hopefully nicking a couple of goals. So Lukaku's got to start. The second question for me regarding the team selection is regarding Hakim Ziyech and N'Golo Kante, both injured, but both back in training today, as per Thomas Tuchel. He said that they've both come through the training unscathed with no issues, and they're going to train tomorrow with a more intense training, and we'll see how they go. Now, for me, I think it's too soon, the Arsenal game. Bearing in mind the fixtures we've got coming up, Liverpool, Villa, Tottenham and Man City, with Liverpool being the bigger game next weekend, let's be honest, because the state that lot are in, we're about to play this weekend. In fact, the state North London's in, let's be honest. Bearing in mind, you can now name a whole coach party on the bench, but you can still only bring 3 of them on. I think Ziyech and Kante will be on the bench this weekend. So Lukaku starts, those 2 will be on the bench. Now to the third and final question that we're going to be asking about the team selection, and that is those players that impressed last weekend. I'm talking Alonso and Chalobah, both played well, both scored. Will they keep their places in the team? And I'm asking you that question bearing in mind those players that have been away the Euros and the Copa America still haven't started any first team football and they haven't got their match fitness yet. And you only get that by playing games. I'm talking Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Thiago Silva. So those 3 defenders, how many of them come into the team against the Arsenal? Or will it be a case that they'll come on second half and maybe get a good half hour against the Arsenal, building up to Liverpool next weekend? I think that's pretty much going to be the case. I think that you can't really drop Alonso and you can't really drop Chalobah after their performances, especially Chalobah, who's been man of the match the last 2 games. So for me, I think Thiago Silva will come in and he will start the game against the Arsenal. He'll play alongside Tony Rudiger to his left, Trevor Chalobah to his right, with Edouard Mendy behind him in goal. Left wing back, you're going to see Marcus Alonso. Right wing back, it'll probably be Azpilicueta. He'll start the game. As I say, Reece James will come on. I know people are talking about Arsenal's left back and how good he is at the moment. I think if you go with Reece James in front of Trevor Chalobah and the lack of experience down that side, I think that's key, and I think Azpi will start and he'll play in front of Chalobah. Midfield 2 will pick themselves. Jorginho and Kovacic, bearing in mind Kante probably won't be quite ready. And it then leaves you to the number 10's situation. Now, we've spoken Lukaku will start. Hakim Ziyech, as I said, will be part of the coach party on the bench. Christian Pulisic is now out with coronavirus and he has to follow protocols and isolate. He's not going to be involved at all. So the number 10 area, it leaves us with 3 players and 2 to pick from them. Mason Mount, Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. Now, think of Kai Havertz last weekend. He was rested because, let's face it, he played 120 minutes against Villarreal, was blowing out of his backside, absolutely knackered, wanted to come off and for some reason was kept on the pitch. So he was rested against Palace and come on for about 10 minutes. So I think Havertz will start against the Arsenal, and I think Mount will start as well with Timo Werner on the bench. But I would not be surprised if Mount was rested with Havertz in and Werner and Havertz playing in behind Lukaku. It wouldn't surprise me. But I think he'll go with Havertz and Mount. So that's my Chelsea team for this coming game against the Arsenal, which, let's face it, have to win. We expect to win. Anything less, you have to be honest, is a disgrace. Bearing in mind the mess they're in. This Chelsea team play to our potential and we build and let's face it, since Thomas Tuchel's come in, we've been seeing it week in, week out for the most part. Yes, I know we lost to the Arsenal in the last season. I'm not talking about that. It's a different ball game now. Chelsea should win this game by 2 or 3 goals this weekend and make it 2 from 2, heading into the massive game, the bigger game next weekend against Liverpool. All we got to do is go out there and deliver the right performance, which is what we're going to get, and hopefully we'll see plenty of goals again. So that's it, guys. The 5-minute Chelsea preview. Chelsea versus the Arsenal. I fully expect us to win by 3 goals. Let me know what you think about the video and the whole premise, the idea of a 5-minute video. Let me know what you think, comment section. Drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel as well, but make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you're notified when my videos come out. The next scheduled video is this Sunday, the live match commentary. Arsenal versus Chelsea. I'll talk you through it, ball by ball coverage, so make sure you come back and join in for that. Why not turn the sound off on your TV, sync it up with me, and I'll talk you through it from a completely biased Chelsea point of view. Have a great couple of days. I'll see you next time.